Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Best English Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah, and I'm truly happy that you are here with me today. If this is your first time listening, let me tell you something important. You are not here by accident. You are here because you want to grow, to challenge yourself, and to become a more confident English speaker. And you know what? That journey is not always easy. Sometimes it feels exciting, but other times it feels like you are walking through a fog. You study, you practice, and still, when it comes to listening, everything seems so fast, so unclear. But let me tell you this very clearly, you are not alone. Thousands of learners around the world feel exactly the same. And today, I want to help you see listening not as a problem, but as a powerful tool to build real confidence. Think about it for a moment. Confidence in speaking does not begin with speaking. It begins with listening. When you truly listen, when you catch the rhythm, the melody, and the meaning of words, your brain starts to trust itself. And when your brain trusts, your mouth follows. So today, we are going to explore how daily English listening can slowly but surely make you a confident speaker. And before we start, let me kindly remind you, please subscribe to our channel, give this episode a like, and most importantly, stay until the very end, because the ideas I share today might just change the way you see listening forever. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to speak English, and suddenly, your mind goes completely blank? You know the words, you know the grammar, but when it's your turn to speak, nothing comes out. This happens to so many learners, and the reason is simple. Your brain has not yet heard English often enough, in a natural, living way. Let's take an example. Imagine you are listening to your favorite song in another language. At first, it sounds like a river of sounds, no beginning, no end. But after listening many times, you suddenly catch one phrase, then another, and soon, you can almost sing along. That is exactly how English listening works. Confidence comes when your ears are trained, when the sounds are no longer strange, and when your brain starts saying, "Hey, I know this. I can follow this." I remember a student of mine, let's call him Daniel. Daniel studied English for years. He was excellent at grammar, but when he met foreigners at his office, he froze. One day he told me, "Sarah, I feel like I'm deaf when they talk. I only catch a few words and I lose everything else." So I gave him a simple challenge every single day. Listen to just 15 minutes of natural English. Podcasts, stories, even movies. But here's the rule, do not just let it play in the background. Focus. Really listen. Try to catch the main idea, the emotions, the keywords. And you know what happened? After only a few weeks, Daniel began to smile when he listened. Why? Because he finally felt deep inside, yes, I can understand. And that tiny feeling of success is the seed of true confidence. Now, let's go even deeper. When we talk about listening, it's not only about hearing words. It's about training your brain to recognize patterns, the rhythm, the stress, the intonation. These are like the music of English. Think about it. When a native speaker says, "What do you want to do?" they don't pronounce each word slowly and clearly like in a textbook. Instead, it becomes one smooth sound. What do you want to do? At first, this feels impossible to catch. But the truth is, your brain is smarter than you think. With enough exposure, it starts to recognize these shortcuts, these connected sounds, and suddenly you understand, even if the words sound different from the dictionary form. This is why daily listening is so powerful. It's not about perfection, it's about building familiarity. The more familiar English sounds become, the less scary they are. And once fear is gone, confidence naturally grows. I want to share another example with you. One of my students, let's call her Maria, loved watching American TV series. At the beginning, she used subtitles all the time. She said, "Sarah, without subtitles, it's like watching people move their lips without meaning." So I gave her a challenge. Watch one episode with subtitles. Then, watch the same episode again, without subtitles. At first, she hated it. She felt frustrated, lost, almost ready to quit. But slowly, something magical happened. She began to recognize the way characters spoke. She noticed repeated expressions. She caught the humor, the sarcasm, the emotions hidden in tone. One day she told me, with her eyes shining, "Sarah, I finally laughed at a joke without subtitles." That moment changed everything for her, because confidence doesn't grow from memorizing grammar. It grows from real experiences, when you suddenly realize, I get it. I really get it. So, let's make this very practical. How can you practice daily English listening in a way that really works? Here are some powerful techniques. Active listening sessions. Set aside 15 minutes. Choose one audio, maybe a podcast, a YouTube video, or even a short story. Listen once without stopping, just to catch the general idea. Then listen again, but this time pause often. Repeat phrases out loud. Notice how the speaker's voice rises and falls. This is not just listening, it's training your ear and your mouth together. Shadowing technique. This one is powerful. Play a short clip, maybe 10 seconds. Listen carefully, then immediately try to copy the speaker. Not just the words, but also the rhythm, the pauses, the energy in their voice. At first, it feels strange. But with practice, you'll sound more natural, more fluent, almost like a native speaker. Mix different accents. English is not only American or British, it's global. So expose yourself to different accents: Australian, Canadian, Indian, African, European. At first, it may confuse you, but over time, your listening skills become much stronger. You will understand English in any situation, with anyone. Make it fun. Listening should not feel like homework. Choose content you enjoy: movies, songs, comedy shows, interviews. When you enjoy it, your brain pays more attention. Learning becomes natural, not forced. And remember, consistency is the secret. It's better to listen 15 minutes every single day than to listen for 3 hours once a week. Your brain loves patterns. Daily repetition builds those patterns stronger, deeper, and faster. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes learners make with listening. Because sometimes, it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. Mistake number 1, passive listening only. Many learners just play English in the background while cooking, driving, or scrolling on their phone. Yes, it helps a little with rhythm and sound, but if you never give your full attention, your progress will always be slow. Remember, improvement comes from active listening. Mistake number 2, stopping too early. Some learners listen once, understand 40% or 50%, and then move on. But here's the truth. Real growth happens when you repeat. When you listen again, notice the words you missed, and train your brain to connect the sounds. It's like going to the gym. One workout is not enough. Mistake number 3, focusing only on subtitles. Subtitles are useful, but many learners become dependent on them. They watch movies or shows and just read instead of listening. It feels good in the moment, but it doesn't train your ears. Try watching once with subtitles, then watch again without them. Challenge yourself. Mistake number 4, ignoring pronunciation. Some learners think, as long as I understand the words, that's enough. But here's the reality. If you don't pay attention to how words are pronounced, especially how they connect in fast speech, you'll always feel lost in real conversations. English is full of connected sounds. Going to becomes gonna, want to becomes wanna. If you never train your ear for these, native speakers will sound like they're speaking another language. Mistake number 5, expecting quick results. This one is huge. Many learners feel discouraged after just a few weeks, but language learning is a long journey. If you expect instant success, you'll quit too early. The truth is, small daily steps bring massive change over months. So be patient, stay consistent, and trust the process. All right, now let's get really practical. Because theory is good, but what you need is a daily system you can follow. So here is a simple step-by-step routine you can start using today. Step 1, choose your material wisely. Don't just listen to anything. Pick something that is slightly above your level, not too easy, not too hard. It could be a short podcast, a YouTube video, or even part of an audiobook. Step 2. First listen, no subtitles, no text. Just relax and listen all the way through. Don't stop, don't panic, even if you only understand half. This first step is for the big picture. Step 3. Second listen, active focus. Now, listen again. This time, try to catch the main ideas, important words, and the emotions of the speaker. Ask yourself, what is happening here? What's the key message? Step 4. Use the transcript or subtitles. Read carefully while listening. Check what you missed. Notice how words connect and how pronunciation changes. Step 5. Shadowing. Play a short section, then immediately repeat it aloud, trying to copy the rhythm, pronunciation, and intonation. This is like a workout for your mouth and ears together. It feels strange at first, but trust me, it works like magic. Step 6. Review daily. Don't jump from one new thing to another every single day. Instead, repeat the same material for 2 or 3 days. Each time, you will hear more, understand more, and speak more naturally. Step 7. Keep it short and consistent. 15 to 20 minutes is enough. It's better to do this every day than 2 hours once a week. Consistency always wins. Now, let's talk about how you can make English listening a natural part of your daily life. Because the truth is, if learning feels like a heavy task, you won't keep going. But if you connect it with your daily routines, it becomes effortless. Think about this. You brush your teeth every day, right? It's automatic. You don't ask yourself, should I brush today or maybe tomorrow? It just happens. That's exactly how your English listening practice should feel. So how do we do that? Let me share a few practical ideas. Morning routine. While making coffee or tea, play a short English podcast. Even 5 minutes will wake up your ears and brain. Commuting. If you take the bus, drive to work, or walk to school, this is perfect listening time. Instead of scrolling on your phone, put on your headphones and listen. Exercise. Going for a run? Doing yoga? Try listening while moving. Physical activity makes your brain more active too, which helps you remember better. Before bed, listen to something calm and slow in English. Maybe even the same podcast episode from the morning. This repetition before sleep helps your brain store new sounds and words deeply. Now, one very important thing, don't worry if you don't understand everything. It's completely okay. Even when you miss words, your brain is still working, still learning the rhythm, the intonation, the patterns of English. The more you surround yourself with English, the more your brain starts to treat it as normal, not as something foreign or scary. And that's the point, to make English feel like part of your real life. When it comes to learning English, your mindset is everything. Because the truth is, language learning is not only about grammar rules or vocabulary lists. It's also about how you feel during the process. Think about this. If every time you make a mistake, you tell yourself, I'm bad at English, then your confidence drops. And when your confidence drops, your progress slows down. But imagine a different mindset. Every time you make a mistake, you smile and say, good, that means I'm learning. This changes everything. Confidence grows when you see mistakes as friends, not enemies. Motivation grows when you celebrate small wins, like understanding a sentence you couldn't last week. Patience grows when you realize that progress is a marathon, not a sprint. I once had a student named Marco. He was so afraid of making mistakes that he almost never spoke in class. But one day, I told him something very simple. Every mistake you make is proof that you're practicing. Slowly, he started to speak more. even if his grammar wasn't perfect. And guess what? Within a few months, his English improved faster than ever before. This is the power of mindset. When you believe that learning is a journey, when you give yourself permission to be imperfect, English stops being scary. It becomes exciting. It becomes part of who you are. So, next time you feel nervous, remind yourself, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to keep going. Now let's go deeper into active listening techniques. Because remember, listening is not just about hearing sounds. It's about engaging with the language. Stronger tone. Here are 3 powerful techniques you can start using today. 1. Shadowing. This means listening to a short sentence and then repeating it immediately, trying to copy the rhythm, pronunciation, and even the intonation of the speaker. It may feel strange at first, but it's one of the fastest ways to sound more natural. 2. Predicting. While you're listening, try to guess what the speaker might say next. Your brain becomes more active, and this makes listening a true mental workout. It's almost like playing a game with the language. 3. Repetition with focus. Don't just listen once and move on. Choose a short part, listen again, and each time, focus on something different. For example, first listen for the main idea, then listen again just for keywords, and finally, listen for the music of the sentence, the rise and fall of the voice. I remember a student named Lena. She told me, I listen to English songs all the time, but I don't improve. And I explained, because passive listening is like standing near a gym, but never lifting the weights. So, my dear listener, today we discovered that daily English listening is not just about background noise. It's about being present, being active, and truly connecting with the language. We talked about the power of shadowing, about the excitement of predicting what comes next, and about the magic of focused repetition. These are not just exercises. They are tools to help you grow more confident, more fluent, and more natural every single day. Remember this: every time you listen with focus, you are training your brain to think in English, and little by little, step by step, you are building a stronger version of yourself. So here's my encouragement for you. Don't just listen once, practice daily, make it a habit, because the results will surprise you. If you found value in today's episode, please take just a moment to support us. Hit that like button, subscribe to Best English Podcast, and share this episode with a friend who's also learning English. Your small action helps us continue to create content that inspires, motivates, and supports learners all around the world. And most importantly, remember, you are not alone on this journey. We are walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you so much for being here, for listening, and for believing in yourself. Until next time, stay motivated, stay curious, and keep listening.